height and length.
What a shot!
And again.
He slips again.
That was a foul.
Fight's over.
Defeated but untested Andre Ward made a statement that he was to be reckoned with.
Who would have thought Andre Ward would be pitching a shutout? This is a whole different Andre Ward.
A champion must withstand every challenge.
He is just beating the brake. Andre Ward, the champ, and he's showing why tonight.
Tonight, two world-class fighters stand at a crossroads. Andre Ward is poised to fulfill his golden potential, while Abraham has one last chance to prove that he still belongs among the elite. To the victor, a hard-earned spot in the final of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic.
Für mich das wichtigste Kampf.
For toughness, they're in there with a real champion.
I box, I'm not physical enough. That
But first up, here's what Manny Pacquiao.
Final on Showtime. Maroon trunks with the red trunks. NBA Super Middleweight Champion of the world, introducing Andre.
Used.
Arthur Abraham telling us.
Abraham has that.
Misses a wild thing. We saw Carl against Froch. Advancement to the next round. And Arthur Abraham once again going.
With this body, he want to wait. He want to be.
Lay back and try and land that. He's 160 arms to the middleweights. The combination punching.
Exception with the good stuff, hard jab. That was a good body punch.
And natural left-hander over.
Myself southpaw, and it really.
Now Ward working his way inside.
Go. They bend the rules from time to time.
Now Abraham, who has tight defense. Now Ward doubles up his jab. Abraham trying to... World Boxing Classic final. Trunks. Andre Ward.
And remember, it's a diff doesn't fight this way. That's with it.
That he had no choice. Beautiful stiff jab by Felton. Total punches.
You know, that's...
Arthur Abraham is the kind for Abraham. Better. Normal.
Stiff jab in there.
Abraham as well, and he'll swing for the fences. At a young age, saw and didn't decide it to become
to adverse response.
Coming to the end.
When he throws it, more of a problem with that. And here's one of the best shots of the fight, a right hand.
Andre Ward, the champion, in this with the double.
Crotch landed, hasn't been there yet for Ward. But Ward landed.
Now Ward.
So this is a round he's kind of ceding to Andre Ward unless
Complains when he gets hit.
for Andre Ward. With those body shots and also some good shots.
Back on him if that is.
Arthur Abraham uses jab.
That's it.
But you got to give him right now because he's.
Ward is very.
Ward hooking off the jab. Now letting his hands go.
On the inside.
And in Burgundy, the challenger. Nice hook.
Yeah, he looks beautiful. A born. They're not what Andre Ward is all about.
And a look at the press row scoring points.
I think 38-38 on.
As do I.
That jab to the bottom.
Well, up and down. Keep him off balance.
Now just letting that.
Danger here. Even completely swing to. No.
Yeah, you know, the first two rounds, it was effective aggressive. It's aggressive.
Yeah, just moving forward. Yeah, he's got a one-inch reach advantage against Andre Ward, but reach longer height, and he can't do it. That was a good hook by Abraham.
And it got in, and both fighters being broke when he took the title from Mick Green in Oakland. He will take on the winner of Carweight World title, where the champ fight so far.
Andre Ward was told in his corner to go. Ward is not charismatic. Listen, he was at one of my...
One thing we're seeing from Andre Ward tonight, it's something that you talked about him in our fighter meeting, and not a brawler like we saw against Kessler, like we saw against Alan Green, as Abraham.
Oh yeah, the man can box his limit. How he's going to be able to break off.
And those wide punches from Abraham when he attacks.
Shorten up with his punches.
Yep.
Andre Ward behind the elbow, that hurts.
He's against Arthur Abraham well at this particular time.
Going back into his shell, not rhythm.
No. Very good body work. Now there's Abraham. working downstairs in a round in which this was his best moment. The rest of the round, Ward using the jab and a good
King Arthur Abraham of Germany and Andre Ward.
Arthur Abraham.
Now Ward putting him together. We're seeing the combination punching.
Crisp, fast combination punching. That's what gets the job done. Shots that are
On his toes.
jab as he was walking in. That punch was helping his 4 rounds. That's exactly how I have to fight Divelt and Lance Pugmire.
Trying to land.
Coming out of there with that big punch. Now, of course, that's the time Abraham's dangerous because he will uncoil from that shell defense for the last 3 or 4 rounds.
right now. You see, just he's letting those combinations go. I don't care if you're in a pick 'em.
This is how he fought. That has limited skill. Medalists like Andre Ward. Oh, the left up.
Fall down. He rounds against Edison Miranda with a go down.
Yeah, you know, sometimes they say when a fighter fight a guy that has more now, he cannot do it.
Eighth round.
And by the way, Froch Johnson fight, the last.
Very interesting because they never knack of
Yes.
a fight. And I think I'm going to watch that because I know it's going to be interesting.
The trigger.
And those numbers demonstrated only 9 punches in the leg, but this has been symptomatic of his career as Antonio.
Can't pull the trigger of the game. Ward, absent of the game right now.
And what about have a lot of knockouts? 13 KO.
He has to get in the way and he has to.
And there's a lot of dazzling people who dominated in that match. Completely get away from him. And the way to attack her, now it's wide hands, not the way to attack. Here is some of the awkward action in the last round,
And you have to commend Arthur on trying. He's laying it all out on the line. He's leaving it all.
The W Super Middleweight World Champ participate in the Super 6. Second.
you mentioned Ward was facing some adversity.
You know, he's concerned. One thing I like about a young champion, he don't take any rounds on. No matter how many rounds he's ahead, he fights every.
That jab. Right hand to the body. Works behind his jab. He has a lot more
rounds. You know, he has to punch.
And it's not as if he hasn't had the range a lot in this fight. Has not been able to.
Ward. Textbook. Another stiff jab
By Ward.
His distance has been off all night.
Looking for his place in the finals of the Super 6 as he takes Abraham from Berlin to Burgundy. And he is getting
relaxed. And he's flowing right now.
Win over Jermaine.
And 4 careers off.
In all those fights, Jermaine Taylor did very good work early in the fight and then got caught late. Now there's Ward switching to lefty. Antonio, I think he's a sport right now.
Well, yeah, it works for him. You know, right now, he's and maybe he will.
And he throws with the same power around the right eye of Abraham.
Is doubling up the right hand.
And you saw Andre got most veteran trick out of him.
Another straight right hand. That got through for Ward. Backs up Abraham and straight left hand to the body for Ward.
But I'll tell you, he's taking a power rounds left.
Middleweight champion Andre Ward. Final where he
Again, they think maybe that would make the difference.
That was a beautiful punch of Andre Duran's jab, and I think he needs to give him something tonight.
Yeah, it's a very good punch. Abraham threw, and you're right. The one thinking of
Andre Ward, Froch. What a fight that could be. Andre Ward, Glenn John.
the loss to Froch, of course.
Talked to him yesterday in our meeting. You told the collision.
It looks like he's really, this is his game. You know, the critics, he wants to.
That's the fight for Andre Ward.
You know, as Antonio said, he is in it. You know, he has a good one, but it works against this guy.
Good fight.
Small jaw.
Might have gone right to his jaw. Yeah. Ooh.
The final, and Andre Ward.
For Arthur, he told us he would never move back down to 106.
Jab by Ward, right hook, followed by an up.
How you prevent that from happening. You don't take a round off. You don't take what I see in Andre Ward. He's fighting to the end. It's beautiful.
Now some swelling around the right eye of Ward.
117 to straight by Ward.
Right, for this big punch that he needs.
That would allow him to get through a round like this. Good.
But you like
These young fighters and champions need to know.
Through that, and he needs to do like
Andre Ward, and that's it. A smile.
he threw over
Still, the WBA Super
18-110.